Good afternoon and welcome to the Riverside County Probation Department's Probation Corrections Officer Core Academy graduation. My name is Chaz Moran and I'm the supervisor of the Staff Development Unit. My unit and I had the pleasure of coordinating and facilitating the Core Academy. Thank you for those who were able to attend this and celebrate this important day with us. Before we begin, will you please stand with me in honoring our country with the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to take a moment to introduce our department's executive team members that are here with us today. Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller. Representing the institutions, Chief Deputy Probation Officer Jason Bailey. I would also like to introduce the institution managers that are here with us today. Representing the Alan M. Krogan Youth Treatment and Education Center, Division Director, not here, Joe Doty, Assistant Director Mike Belknap. Representing Inyo Juvenile Hall, Division Director Elisa Porras. Assistant Director Mike Brinkman. Representing Southwest Juvenile Hall, Division Director Larry Meese. Assistant Director Daniel Castaneda. I would also like to welcome our special guest from Inyo County Probation Department, Chief Probation Officer Jeff Thompson. Joining us today, either in person or online, are some of the family and friends of our Probation Correction Officer graduates. I would like to share with all of you that this group of students did an amazing job during the course of their training. I'm sure each of you are just as excited for them as we are. We would like to thank you for your support and encouragement, and you have provided along the way to help ensure their success. So thank you. Next, I would like to recognize the Probation Correction Officer Core Instructors. These instructors spent countless hours preparing, instructing, and evaluating each of these students. For those instructors that are watching online, thank you for your investment in Academy 12. We could not have done this without you. Please give them a hand. I would also like to take a minute to thank the Staff Development Unit for their hard work and dedication in ensuring the Core Academy ran smoothly and sufficiently. Thank you to Senior Probation Officer Vicki Fries, Senior Probation Corrections Officer Chris Mesa, and a big thank you to Senior Probation Officer Stella Velasquez. They spent the last 5 weeks with these students ensuring their success. Decades ago, the Standards and Training for Corrections, which is a division of the Board of State and Community Corrections in California, was formed with a vision to provide clear direction to law enforcement agencies, such as probation, in establishing minimum selection and training standards. One of those training elements is basic core training, which provides new employees with the fundamental tools to do their job successfully. Of note, STC recently updated and revised all their core programs. They expanded the curriculum on important behavioral topics and added new classes so staff are well equipped to deal with the societal issues affecting the youth of today. The Probation Corrections Officer candidates before you today have successfully completed over 197 hours of training, 53 written and behavioral skills tests, and 4 comprehensive multiple choice tests. As a class, they had a cumulative score of 91%. Congratulations on this incredible accomplishment. During this course, the students were asked to select a motto that represented them as a class. They selected Academy 12, work for a cause, not applause. Over 5 weeks ago, these students started their journey together and have been successful in completing their Core Academy. With hard work, dedication, and commitment to the core values of our organization, there is no doubt they will prevail and be successful probation corrections officers. Again, congratulations to all you on your success. Now, we would like to show you just a glimpse of the 5-week journey these students experienced during Academy 12. Please enjoy this short video.
So I went to San Diego State University and I majored in criminal justice with a minor in psychology.
My degree's in social behaviors and I volunteered at DPSS, so I got to see different walks of life.
I went to a 4-year university and I majored in psychology and criminal justice.
I did middle school and high school coaching sports.
When I graduated high school, I attended Colorado State University and I graduated with a degree in sociology, focused on criminal justice.
I studied communication while I was in college for about 5 years. And that gave me a lot of experience on how to communicate with different kinds of people from different backgrounds.
I was working in the private sector, had 7 years of dispatch surveillance, patrolling. Before then I was in the military, the infantry, about 4 years. Decided I just wanted to change it up.
So I've been a youth coach for baseball and football for quite some time now, so with that experience and knowing that I enjoy working with the youth, it's helped me to further myself into this career and knowing that this is where I want to be.
I'm just taking college classes for administration of justice, so I don't know. I don't even have my degree, so.
My favorite part of the Core Academy has been being able to meet other PCOs from other institutions.
My favorite part of Core Academy has definitely been when we went off to other institutions and we did like more hands-on activities.
Getting to know my peers, to make sure, we're learning how to be a team.
I'd say working with all the different instructors, like getting to meet people from the different facilities.
My favorite part has been just the friendliness of everyone. We started off really shy, not talking the first week. Everyone starts to slowly open up.
I'd say PT, the physical training, was the fun part for me. We got to get together as a group and kind of push each other in a positive way. I like all the competitions and all the classmates. I don't know, we're a good team.
My favorite part is probably getting to throw Gadea and Carmona around on the mat.
The qualities of a great probation corrections officer would definitely be integrity, honesty, and somebody that's always there for their teammates.
Have empathy, have good communication skills, and be fair and consistent.
You have to be dedicated to it. I think you have to be an honest and open person, kind of taking every new experience and taking that to heart and learning from it.
A great probation and corrections officer, definitely you have to be dynamic, especially with all the different hats you have to wear with the kids.
Qualities are great communication, having a positive attitude every day when you go into work.
One of the biggest things I think is rapport with the youth. Without rapport, I don't think you can do the job effectively.
To the staff, I would say thank you. I feel like I've taken a part of every instructor and will be using that for my career.
And they have been very helpful guiding us through their personal experience and opening our perspective to what we might encounter. So that has been really helpful. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for the vast knowledge that you have provided for us, and the ability to explain it doesn't come easy. So I thank you guys for definitely coming and teaching us.
I didn't think I was going to have this much fun, but it's been really fun, and I just feel like I've learned a lot. I'm going to go back into the institution with a different mindset.
Thank you to our Public Relations Division for creating this amazing video. During Core Academy 12, we had the honor of having rehabilitation specialists join us from Inyo County Probation Department. Over the past 5 weeks, they truly became a part of our team. Chief Thompson, Officer Stark, and Officer Gadea did a wonderful job and were a pleasure to host. We will miss their sense of humor and all the laughs they gave us. Now I would like to welcome Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller for his graduation address. Chief Miller.
Thank you, everyone. Kevin, are we live streaming? Oh, darn. So I have to be very careful about my remarks then, because I'll get some pushback. I'm very sorry, first of all, I was not there for your opening day remarks that we sent to Assistant Chief Bryce Holstrom. Hopefully you got through that okay. If there's any issues that have arisen since then, we have EAS referrals in the back of the room on your way out. So, I really appreciate Bryce stepping in. He's been an awesome member of this department, and he's retiring at the end of this year. We're going to sorely miss him. And good to have good people in the department to make things happen. I want to welcome the family members that are here and many other family members and friends that are live streaming with us. Truly unprecedented times, right? I mean, if you would look back to January of this year, did you actually think we'd be facing some of the things we're facing today? So that word unprecedented, very interesting. It can make it very challenging for most of us. But here's one of the things I always try to come back to. Our job, we go back to the basics, right? Because every day there are youth that are being booked into our facilities. There's regular routines that need to be accomplished. There's programming that's being done. And we can't stray away from the basics. And I hope that as you went through this training, you had a chance to maybe see the job from a little different perspective. For those of you who are thinking about making this a 30-year career, there's going to be many opportunities for additional training. And hopefully you're going to take advantage of those trainings to become even better at what you're doing. Now you might think, well, what should I be best at? Because when I started with probation about 33 years ago, I learned a lot of arrest techniques. Now let me ask you a question. If all you're doing is wrestling kids to the ground every single day, how successful are we going to be? What do you think? No? But is there a place for us to have that skill set? Absolutely. We're not bringing in kids anymore. Back when I was working in juvenile hall, we had kids there for petty theft, shoplifting. Do we see those kids in our custody anymore? So most kids that come to us are usually serious, violent offenses, and some serious mental health issues. So you're dealing with a much more concentrated population than any of us have seen in the history of our probation department. So there are skill sets that you're going to need in order to function well in this job, and always coming back to those basics. So those arrest techniques, those control techniques, they're good, but what's a better technique? That's what's happening up here and what's coming out of your mouth. I'll tell you one of the experiences I had some years ago. If you're familiar with our gang members that come into custody, or the shot callers, you can always tell if you're working in a dorm setting, where do the shot callers end up? They're at the furthest point away from staff. And they're pulling other youth around them, and they're trying to figure out ways to manipulate the unit. And so I would watch good staff who really didn't make the effort to interact with those youth, and we'd watch behavior problems start to erupt. Because if you're one of those other 19 kids, and you have somebody that's starting to control what's happening, who makes them feel safer? You or this other kid? And so it's interesting to me when we talk about skill sets and getting back to basics. Every day you're working with people and you're trying to figure out how to get this person through an 8-hour shift, hopefully maybe with a little skill set to be a little better today than they were yesterday. But as you make that continuous effort, you're going to have an impact on others. Let me just throw some of you look very young. So I'm going to just tell you, you're around for a little while, you're going to be in a Walmart or a Target at some point, and you're going to feel that hand land on your shoulder. And your thought's going to be, oh boy, who is this? And I hope it's somebody I had a positive interaction with. Now, I've been around long enough that a lot of people I've had interactions with, I can't remember the names, but it's interesting. It's going to be a man or a woman that's going to want to introduce you to a girlfriend or a spouse or some person that's important to them, show you their children, and talk about some positive things that happen in their life. And here's the kicker. I'm always interested when we listen to people on probation, both youth and adults, and we talk about people who are influencing factors in their life. There's no doubt in my mind there's been many people who have shared key pieces of information as they've been growing up and facing their challenges. But for some reason, on a particular day, something that one person said stuck in their mind. And they grabbed onto that one piece and they said, you know what, I'm going to act on that. Now, none of us know when that moment's going to occur. So I'm going to encourage you that every day you go to work, and we talk about those basics, every day you come to work, you're enthusiastic about the population you're working with, and trust me, it's a challenging field, and it's challenging to remain enthusiastic. But if you think about the fact that you have an opportunity to positively impact somebody else, Even though you may have said the same things a million times, be willing to say it one more time, because this may be the day that that individual picks up that information and decides to act on it. We've had youth that come through our facility, I wondered if they were ever going to make it to 25. Absolutely psychotic while they were in custody, and you're thinking there's just no way. When this kid gets out of custody, who's going to help this person to succeed in the community? And one day I ran into this youth. He had a wife, he had 2 kids on medication, going to therapy. He was making it. And it was just a flabbergasting experience. So I'm just going to tell you, you never know where they're going to end up. So I'm going to encourage you, each day that you come to work, think about the basic skill sets. I asked the team a little bit about the emotional survival class that you took. Okay, it used to be an 8-hour training. I guess we've reduced it. So Mike, I know you're going to probably be involved in doing some more training, right? Because we believe in emotional survival. That's powerful stuff. We work in a very difficult business. You're working with challenging people every single day. And I hope that when you go home at the end of the day, I had a person who told me one time that when you go home, take those boots off, leave them outside. When you go into the house, you need to come in with the people that care about you, and you need to be willing to interact with them. Don't bring that work stuff home. But be thinking about what you're doing at home that prepares you to go back to work and to deal with that challenging environment. One of my favorite things when I was much younger was going to Del Taco on the way home. Is there anything healthy at Del Taco anymore? There was back in the day, I was going to tell you. And the Macho Combo burrito and large drink, what's the calorie count, do you think, on that? It's horrible. And if you're eating that many calories at 11 o'clock at night, right? And by the way, if you're eating that kind of meal, what are you doing while you're eating that kind of meal? Watching TV, right? In your favorite chair. And then now an hour goes by, another hour, and now you're having trouble sleeping. So what happens to you in the morning? I got to sleep in, or I got to get my rest. And then what happens now in terms of being able to get up, maybe do some exercising, do something creative before I got to go back to my shift? I've really cut down on that time. So I'm going to encourage you, again, as we get back to the basics, be looking at opportunities in your life that you make sure that you're taking care of you. Family members, I'm going to count on you. You need to look at your family member eyeball to eyeball and do a reality check with them sometimes and see how they're doing. Because they're going to tell you, I'm okay, and you're going to say, I think you need a little break. How about a vacation? Make sure that you take care of yourself. And we are in a business where the court sentences people to probation every day. We have about 12,000 active cases on adult probation and about 2,000 youth. The court has no place else to send those people than to us. And so we're in the business of trying to help those individuals. We need to make sure that we're at our best to be effective with those that come to us. And that means as a department, we need to take care of you as we ask you to take care of these individuals. And so as you make that little bit of extra effort, you're going to find that it's much easier to come to work. Keep that enthusiasm up. And I guarantee you that you're going to have a positive impact on those that you have a chance to deal with. I love your class statement. Work for a cause, not applause. Very rarely will you have the opportunity for somebody to celebrate what's happening in the world of probation. I had a chance to attend a meeting yesterday. We're dealing with SB 823, which is eliminating the Department of Juvenile Justice at the state level. And those kids will, by next year, be sentenced to do their time locally with probation. On the phone call, we had 2 individuals who had been in our facilities back in 2010 and went off to DJJ and served about 2 to 3 years. And I thought, who would have known back in 2010 for the staff who were interacting with these young men that here we be, fast forward 10 years, and now one of them is working directly for the governor's office, and the other one's going to be on the Civilian Oversight Commission for this juvenile justice realignment. So you never know in the relationships you're creating where some of the individuals that you're working with are going to end up. So I just encourage you, again, there is a place for us to use those arrest and control techniques. That's a skill set you need to practice. I had a partner that every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, we'd have to practice handcuffing techniques because it was important. And when you need to use them, you need to know how to use them. But remember too that what's happening up here and what you communicate out to others, and just as important, what you feel about what you do every day is just as important. Congratulations on the many hours and weeks spent here. Inyo County, I think you stayed here for the whole time, never went home at all. Are you ready to go home? Yeah. And I understand I'm the only thing keeping you from getting on the road. Well, with that, we'll cut it short. But I want to thank you all for being here for this experience. I want you to make sure that as you're looking forward in your lives, there are tremendous opportunities in probation. I don't know of too many other agencies that have the variety of things to do that probation departments get a chance to do. And so I hope that you're looking out for those other opportunities, because you are becoming highly skilled. You may not be there yet, but you're becoming highly skilled at human interaction and being able to help people to succeed. And there are a whole lot of places where that skill set is needed. Thank you and congratulations, and wish you well on your forward journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Miller. Next, I would like to invite Probation Corrections Officer Gabriel Carmona to the podium. Gabriel was selected by his fellow classmates to represent them as their class speaker. Congratulations, Gabriel, for that honor.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel Carmona, and I'd like to thank Chief Ron Miller, Inyo County's Chief Jeff Thompson, the institution managers, all of our friends, family, and those watching at home for joining us to celebrate the Probation Corrections Officers Core Academy 12 graduation. I'd like to thank all of our instructors and the staff development unit for helping us get through this experience. I'd like to thank our PT instructors, Mr. Ray and Mr. Rivera, for the motivation we needed to get, especially through those bear crawls. Our first week, we decided to start a competition with the staff development unit based on who can accumulate the most miles by the end of our academy. At first, we thought, how hard can it be to walk or run more miles than them? I mean, we are younger, right? Then we realized they were working from home doing miles while we sat in the classroom. And then we did win, of course, thanks to Ms. Kubel and her Peloton for keeping us afloat against the staff development unit. She completed a total of 430 miles herself alone. But I know she couldn't have done it without our support. So throughout our time in Core Academy, we learned a lot from our instructors and from each other. Taking classes such as crisis communication and de-escalation, sexual assault and abuse, and the manipulation of staff. Teaching us how to conduct ourselves professionally within our institution, how to communicate with different youth when they've experienced difficulties throughout their life, and offering the proper resources, and understanding as a mandate how important a mandated reporter is. And we have to stay vigilant because it might help a youth who might be too afraid to speak up. Other classes such as emergency planning, where we had to adapt to an emergency situation scenario while maintaining control of our unit and all of our youth. Understanding the steps of calling out an escape during a scenario, and not just letting Mr. Almendarez distract me while Miss Houghton side-eyes me and crawls out the door. So I want to congratulate her on the first crawl escape of Core Academy history. She was eventually retrieved and sent back to class. During our facility search class at Southwest Juvenile Hall, making sure we don't stuff mirrors into toilets as if they're plungers. And learning how creative Inyo County's Mr. Gadea and Mr. Stark are when creating the contraband. It was a sight to see. Not only did we share stories from our experiences in our facilities, we provided feedback to one another in order to make improvements. As the days went on, we slowly learned how to become a team, always finishing the goal together and making sure nobody was left behind. But what is our goal? What are we striving for as probation correction officers? Together, we decided on a model that would represent us as a whole. Work for a cause, not applause. Every single one of us is here for a reason, and we all have a common goal: to change lives, to inspire the next generation, and to make our communities a safer place. We are the front lines, and we have the perfect opportunity to do just that. Because recognition will come along the way of our accomplishments, but what we are working for is something far greater. As the late, great Kobe Bryant once said, the lesson I cherish the most is love what you do. If you love what you do and it makes you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. Yeah, this career might be a stressful one that comes with many challenges. But when a youth comes up to you and thanks you for how much you did for them, thanks you for being that positive role model they never had in their life, and thanks you for making them realize what they need to change within themselves, that is what makes a challenge worth it, and that is what we're working for. I know each and every one of you wants to make a difference, and that's why you're all here. And I want you to continue to follow that passion. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for allowing me to represent you up here.
Thank you, Gabriel. Awesome. Next, we will have the presentation of awards. Today, we will be presenting special recognition awards to 5 individuals for their various performances throughout the Corps Academy. Family and friends, you are welcome to come closer to the stage to take pictures. I would like to invite Chief Probation Officer Ron Miller back to the stage for the presentation of the awards. The Physical Performance Awards were selected by the Academy's physical trainers, Probation Officer Ray May and Senior Probation Corrections Officer Ruben Rivera. Regardless of the student's fitness level, they were all challenged to push themselves beyond what they may have thought was possible. The individuals selected for the top Physical Performance Awards are Christine Knowlton and Krista Zavala. Christine is assigned to AMC Whitech, and Krista is assigned to Southwest Juvenile Hall. Christine. Congratulations. Also being recognized for most improved in the area of physical training is a person that showed dedication and tenacity during the course of the physical training program. Please join me in congratulating Scott Gadea. Scott is from Inyo County Probation. Congratulations. I would like to take a moment and mention the competition the staff development unit had with the Corps instructors. On the first day of physical training, the instructors challenged the students to continue a healthy workout regimen throughout their careers. Important factors to stay consistent and self-care are accountability and peer motivation. So I took that advice as a perfect opportunity to create a challenge between the staff development unit and the Corps class. Within the past 5 weeks, we all logged our walks and bike rides in the app that allowed us to see the progress each other was making. This helped with accountability and peer motivation. Well, I am proud to say the entire group logged over 1,424 miles these past few weeks. This class is definitely competitive. The top 3 finishers for the Corps students were Sarah Kubel, Krista Zavala, and Christine Knowlton. For the staff development unit, the top 3 finishers were myself, Lauren Thompson, and Stella Velasquez. I have to make a special recognition for the top finisher. Sarah, she racked a grand total of 430 miles on her own. I know your motto is work for a cause, not applause, but I believe that definitely deserves applause. Amazing, amazing. I hope each and every one of you continues to stay active and take care of yourselves. The next, we have the Top Academic Performance Award. This award is presented to the student with the highest test scores and academic performances of the Academy. This student had a testing average of 95%. Please join me in congratulating Ilse Flores. She is assigned to AMC Whiteside. Congratulations. And finally, the presentation of the Corps Award. The name of the award does not merely point to the training they have successfully completed, but more to the core values of the Riverside County Probation Department. I would like to direct you to the back of your program where those values are listed. They are integrity, excellence, and dedication. The individual selected for this award was nominated by their classmates for demonstrating these attributes. Please join me in congratulating Ilse Flores. Ilse, your classmates wanted you to know the reasons why they selected you. They said you always took the leadership role and led by example. You are a team player, you are very creative, you are committed and give your all to everything you do. You are smart, hence the academic award. You killed it in physical training and defensive tactics. You are dedicated and strive to be a better person. You go above and beyond, and you stand out above the rest. But most importantly, you always show dedication on and off the job. They couldn't think of anyone better that represents the morals and ethics that so greatly make up our department. Congratulations for that, youth. Next, we will have the presentation of the badges. Students, please come forward to receive your badges as your name is called. And again, family and friends, you're welcome to come closer to take pictures. Before I read the names, I would like to mention that our department's mission statement is serving courts, protecting our community, changing lives. This mission statement is the driving force of what we believe and the why behind what we do every day as an organization. On the first day of CORE, we asked the class to write down their very own personal mission statements. So as I read their names, I'll recite their mission statements. Now for the presentation of the badges and certificates. I would like to invite Inyo County Probation Officer Chief Thompson forward to assist with the presentation of the certificates. From Inyo County Probation Department, Scott Gadea. Scott's mission statement is serve my community. He wants to serve the community where he grew up and do what he can to give back. He said working with the youth is the best way he can. He enjoys seeing the smiles on the kids' faces and teaching them new skills. Chad Stark. Chad likes to take life serious, but not too serious. Always enjoy the small things in life has to offer. Thank you, Chief Thompson. Chief Miller will assist with the presentation of the badges and certificates for Riverside County. Anthony Almendarez. He said, take each day to better myself and make a positive impact for youth, co-workers, family, and society. He is assigned to Indio Juvenile Hall. Gabriel Carmona. Become a good role model and inspire the youth to be successful. Carmona is assigned to AMC Whitech. Stephanie Castillo. To be a positive influence and change lives. Castillo is assigned to AMC Whitech. Ilse Flores. Strive for progress, not perfection. She wants to be a positive role model for the youth she works with, as well as her younger siblings. Flores is assigned to AMC Whitech. Yoselin Fort. To counsel youth and to help them make good choices. Fort is assigned to AMC Whitech. Rachel Harris. If we don't change, we do not grow. If we do not grow, we really are not living. Harris is assigned to Southwest Juvenile Hall. Haley Helton. To go where the wind takes me, because that's where I'm needed most. Helton is assigned to Indio Juvenile Hall. Christine Knowlton. What is important to her is striving to constantly do better and learn as much as she can from everything. For her career, that means listening to understand the youth and where they come from and be a positive role model. She's assigned to AMC Whitech. Next, I would like to invite our student's father to the stage to assist in presenting the badge. Retired Chief Deputy Jeff Kubel from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Sarah Kubel. Be the reason someone else smiles today. Kubel is assigned to Southwest Juvenile Hall. Amanda McFarland. Make a positive difference in the lives of youth and change for our communities. McFarland is assigned to AMC Whitech. Robert Ortiz. Reconstructing Human Potential. Ortiz is assigned to Southwest Juvenile Hall. Krista Zavala. Be humble, be hungry, and always be the hardest worker in the room. Zavala is assigned to Southwest Juvenile Hall. Following, we will have the oath of office by Chief Miller.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
to
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations.
It is my pleasure to introduce the graduates of Probation Corrections Officer Corps Academy 12. Please join me for one more round of applause. Yes, this concludes our ceremony. I invite you to join us for some refreshments in the lobby. Thank you all for coming.